The Western issue has been, after all, let's be frank, the world order after 1945 was heavily Western. I mean, it was before 45 also in an imperial colonial sense. And after 1990s, it was again very, very Western. So what has happened, you can say, in the last 20, 25 years, is that there is what you can call a rebalancing, a multipolarity. Many non-Western countries have a bigger share, a bigger contribution, a bigger role, if you would, and a bigger influence which will naturally come. So the equations, in a way, between the West and the non-West, I think is changing. And it's not easy to adjust to that. You know, if you've been dominant and you are less dominant, you know, if there was a time when, you know, in the conversation you were looking up and I was looking down, and now the conversation is no longer like that. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So I would say, in a broad way, on multiple subjects, today when the natural diversity of the world has started to express itself, when many more countries, and particularly many more large countries like India or China, have points of view and positions to take, there will be contestations, there will be frictions, there will be arguments. So it won't be so smooth. You know, that's a larger picture. Where Canada is concerned, I think there are some very specific issues. I think a lot of people know that. You know, you are right. If you look at the people to people, if you look at the business relationship, it's very, very strong. You know, for a lot of people, it is very difficult to imagine that we could reach the state of relations that we have today. So why has this happened? I would say definitely there is some history, you know. I mean, for the non-Indians in the room, I should remind you that in the 1980s, Indian Air India plane was blown up flying out of Canada, and in many ways that's a kind of a overhang, because it wasn't just an incident, it was a reflection of something which was going on there. But at a time when many people felt that, look, that's all behind us, I think developments in the politics went in a different direction. And we are seeing to some degree the consequences of that. So again, I give you the first observation that, you know, the broad attitude versus the specific. And I'll give you 2-3 examples of it. You know, Canada has just, they asked us to subject our High Commissioner to a police inquiry, you can say, and we chose to withdraw the High Commissioner and diplomats. Now, you know, look at it. They seem to have a problem if Indian diplomats are even trying to make efforts to find out what is happening in Canada on matters which directly pertain to their welfare and security. But look what happens in India. Canadian diplomats have no problem going around collecting information on our military, on our police, profiling people, targeting people to be stopped in Canada. So apparently the license that they give themselves is, you know, is totally different from the kind of restrictions that they impose on diplomats in Canada. Or even take the press. I'm at a press event. Now, you know, when we tell them, saying, look, you have people openly threatening leaders of India, diplomats of India. You know, sometimes the threat is not just verbal, it's physical. So their answer is freedom of speech. Okay? Now, when Indian journalists make social media comments, I mean, if you threaten the Indian High Commissioner, he is supposed to accept it as freedom of speech. But if an Indian journalist says the Canadian High Commissioner walked out of South Block looking very grumpy, it is apparently foreign interference. Now, how, look at the, I mean, this is not even, double standards are a very mild word for it. So, look, there is this thing that we will do it differently at home, we will do it differently abroad, we will do it our way, but that doesn't apply to you. So I think these are the larger, I would say, adjustments which have to happen in this changing world.